Polk Nation is back on site from the Legacy Center. Behind us is the Southland Conference Tournament. The man that brought us here, Heath Schroyer. I'm Jim Gazzolo. Changing the name this week from Polk Nation to As the Pokes Turn with all the drama at this school. Wild week and a half for you, Coach?
It's been interesting, yeah. It's been a lot of work, but it is nice to be at the Citgo Plaza here and overlooking the arena, and we got game getting ready to start and practices and all that. It's really cool.
All right, this is what you brought to the town.
Yep.
Some people say you stole it. Some people say you bribed it. Whatever it is, you got it here. Your first impressions of the first couple days, and how is McNeese 5 games into the March undefeated in both sports, men and women?
Well, listen, I'd be lying if I didn't say that, it's an advantage. I mean, we're playing on a home court. Now, we don't have our markings and all that, but still we're sleeping in our own beds, and it's great for this community. It's been, the economic impact, I'm really anxious to kind of get the final numbers, but we're talking about millions of dollars that are coming into to our community with all these teams here. I mean, we have 20 teams, counting men and women, that are in here, and they all got to stay somewhere.
Yeah.
They all have to eat. They have to
somewhere.
sleep. They have to go. I mean, it's great for our community, and we're going to have a commissioner on, Chris Grant, later, but we've had some conversations, and look, at the end of the day, this is the best venue, and we're centrally located for everyone in the league. There's people that might not like that, but those are the realities.
Well, it puts a target on your back for sure. I mean, that's okay.
But but you know what? We're playing well. We've had a really tough year, but obviously we're playing well right now, and we'll see how far we can go.
This is exciting time for you because I know you're a basketball guy.
For sure.
So you have an extra special to all this. But what does it mean to showcase your not only facilities, but really the rebirth of what you guys have done since the Hurricanes, and kind of showcase that, hey, we're back on track and rebranding not only the league, but yourself?
I think it's been huge, honestly, Jim, just being able to walk the presidents and ADs around, especially the presidents, and have a suite for them to go to and be able to take care of them and entertain them, and to let them be able to, for us to really show off a lot of the things that we have here. It's been a great experience, and because my goal is to figure out how to keep the tournament here long term, and so I think that
don't win it every year would be one way, I guess.
But to be able to to show them what not only McNeese is, but also what our community, what the great things that we have to offer in a community, it's a huge opportunity for us.
But has it been what you thought it would be so far?
Yeah, I mean, I think that we need to get, I think we need to do a better job of really marketing and figuring out
within the town,
within the community, to get people here. I also think that one thing we should really talk to the other ADs about and presidents is figuring out, and maybe this is something the league can help with, is to bus students and fans from different campus sites to come down. I think all those things are things that are in my mind. But the good thing, we're going to have Commissioner Grant here in a little bit. But on the 10th, when the tournaments are over, men and women, we're going to sit down and do a 360 review, and with my staff and his staff, and say, hey, this was great. We need to work on this. This was kind of a mess. What have you? And how do we make this tournament even better as we move forward?
Yeah, I think the one thing I've noticed is that the interest is there. They're just not sure what the Southland Conference is right now as far as the other schools coming in. I did like to see, hey, that's the first time I've seen the New Orleans privateer in town.
Yeah, it was pretty cool having a mascot.
I like seeing mascots.
Yeah.
Mascots are fun.
Yeah.
We saw some bands last night.
Yep.
So there is some interest there. It's just basketball has never been big here.
Right.
So people are still learning basketball in this town. Do you find that to be the case?
For sure, and I think that the more successful we are, and this program needs a shot of adrenaline, and to put us and make us relevant regionally and relevant nationally, and obviously winning and being able to excite our fan base is something that it just needs to happen.
A shot of adrenaline.
A shot of adrenaline.
All right.
Yep.
Nice way to put it.
Yeah.
I wanted to ask you, got to get to the Joe Poulard thing.
Okay.
Interesting. softball girl, quit the team,
Yeah.
made some comments against the coach.
Sure.
It's kind of died down a little bit, but where is there? Is there an investigation going to go on, or do you not know?
Well, we have policies and procedures that are in place at our athletic department and our university level, and I informed the student athlete of that. I did meet with her, and Bridget Martin and I met with her. We informed her of the processes. I take all these things very, very seriously, and we outlined exactly the policies and procedures that our university and our department has, and she has a right to follow those policies and procedures. And I told her I would support her 100% if she elected to do that.
And see where it goes from here.
Absolutely.
Well, we know where we're going from here. When we come back, Chris Grant, Commissioner of the Southland Conference, we'll talk about the event and the future of the conference right after this. Welcome back to Pope Nation. It is a pleasure and a true honor to have Commissioner Grant. Pope Nation, welcome back, man.
Thanks for having me. Appreciate it, Jim.
I'm
Thanks for having
surprised
me.
he came back.
Well, after dealing with you, I mean, of course.
Hey.
All right, well, let's kind of jump right into it, Chris. So, first of all, the tournament is in Lake Charles. Welcome back to Lake Charles.
thank you.
How is the hospitality been? Talk about what your initial thoughts are. Obviously, we got practice for the semifinals right now for filming. What's the experience been for you and the league, and what do you think so far?
From November 2021 to today, it's been a first-class experience. We drummed up this idea together over the phone, kind of spitballing it, and everybody's like, "Oh, you're trying to just take and give it to McNeese." It's like, no. True destination is Lake Charles in the Southland Conference. You come here, you have the casinos, you have golf, you have great weather. You can eat your way through. I'll probably put some more TV pounds on since the last time I was here, and do that. But it's been a first-class experience, from the top, from the mayor to all the vendors and the restaurants. I think our fans and our student athletes, most importantly, are really enjoying it. And the best thing, mom, dad, girlfriend, grandma, grandpa, all able to come in, a gas tank away, and drive right back home, or stay in one of the great hotels nearby.
Well, what are you hearing about our venue? Obviously, I'm biased because we're here, but what are you hearing from the ADs and the presidents and the student athletes about playing in this venue?
So the rave reviews is the Legacy Center is the venue in our footprint, and I'll go. I said it before, I'll say it again. From you had a Fertitta Center, but for what we're doing and trying to accomplish here in Lake Charles, being a true destination, right here at the Legacy Center is the best, and we have all we need, all the bells and whistles. Our student athletes been great ball. You've allowed us to do some Southland branding with our new marks, and it's really been amazing. So thank you all for everything you've done.
One thing is that because of this building and because of getting these tournaments and that, does that kind of show other schools what an investment can do for them, for their program, and what it could mean for their community?
100%. And since I've taken over, I've told our presidents that and our athletic director, if you invest, we want to show it off as a conference, no matter what the championship is. And so with the Legacy Center being here and what we have, that's exactly what we want to do. When we had meetings back in 2021, we wanted to take it back to campus, get our fans and students back involved in the general student body, but create that championship atmosphere that our student athletes deserve. And I think we've done that.
I mean, obviously, this is not the house that Schroyer built, by the way. But I do say he rebuilt. He helped rebuild the place.
Sure.
How's that?
Yeah.
But as far as a community event goes, coming back afterwards, you were here after 2020.
I was.
You saw what went on. What's your impression of the town now, 2.5 years later?
Hey, I talk about the resiliency of this community all the time, but we're even past that now. I mean, this is the spirit it took to rebuild it, and now celebrate all the new buildings and new establishments that come from it. And my dad, on the way over, he was mentioning, he's like, I watched the city council meeting, and all they're doing was approving multiple construction projects. He's like, so pretty soon, Lake Charles will continue to be the hotbed and return back to the glory days it once was.
Well, I'll tell you this, Chris, and Jim and I mean, we disagree a lot on this show, but the one thing we agree about, there's a few things. Well, one of them is the direction of the league and what you've done. It quite frankly saved the league. And I don't think Pope Nation really understands the 11th hour where this league was about to fold, and you and I are on the phone. But I mean, it was you and your vision that saved the league. But what I'm so impressed about is where your vision is for the league. Talk up to Pope Nation about some of the things that you see where the league is headed and all the sports and all the things that you've been able to do, which is a whole show in itself.
Yeah, you're right. No, I mean, number one, the priority was regain and strengthen membership, and we've done that. Having Lamar, UIW, and most importantly, McNeese also being a part of it, it's awesome. And those are all the schools and brands we needed to be successful. Because if we're going to take over the pride of the South, we need to have Southern appointed schools. We're not looking to get on charter flights for soccer or Olympic sports or even for basketball. We want to celebrate and build those regional rivalries in and celebrate that, within our conference. So, and then two, more revenue generating opportunities. Like coming here to Lake Charles for the tournament, it's definitely been that. We got local support from, Ryan Navarre, Visit Lake Charles to Louisiana Tourism, of course the Jersey Mikes, all part of it. And we're hearing for more. And we want more, Polk Nation, to come out and be a part of this because we want our fans and our student athletes to know the great businesses and partnerships we can have locally, let alone nationally. But from there, we want to start winning championships, and not just conference championship. We want to compete on a national stage. And so you're doing your part, and providing a great student athlete experience here. And we're not going to be shy about it. You all might have seen a quick spill that I did. Southland versus all y'all. And I mean it. Right? We're here to compete. We're not here just for buy games, just to go in and get pummeled. We're here to take those games on, appreciate the opportunity, give us our check, and we're out of here.
How would it be like, because we've seen a lot of weird things already in the first week and a half of this and all, what would it be like not to have to go to Dayton for a Southland team?
It'll be amazing. However, me being a Dayton, Ohio native, I enjoy the trip back, and I love the opportunity of playing a like team and getting another unit for our unit. So at that opportunity, you play first, you get the exposure not only for your university and your team, but raise the profile, and then you get to play another game after you win. And so, a lot have been in Dayton. I tell you, a lot of people don't think it's a great experience. It's phenomenal when they roll out the red carpet. And so I would like to build the league into our basketball profile. It's raised, and we start getting those 13, 12 seeds, getting a better chance.
When you put on a tournament like this, and you do double buys and you have buys in that, always the question is, what does a double buy and what does a buy mean? We've seen in this tournament already, two teams that had to play to get in, an 8 and a 7 seed, beat teams with buys already last night.
Right.
Is there talk about maybe going 8 across the board?
No talk of that. We want to protect our best basketball, right? And regular season championship, our champion means a lot, and you earn it. Play 20 game schedules for a reason, and so we're going to continue to protect our 1 and 2 and put our best candidate to represent us in March Madness forward.
When we get back with Commissioner, we're going to talk more about the Southland Conference and its rebranding that just came out this week. After this on Polk Nation. Back with the Commissioner of the Southland Conference, Chris Grant. And Mr. Commissioner, I have one complaint. 73
Just
free.
one?
Well, with you, I got a lot.
I'll probably pull up these text messages. I don't know.
The 73 free throws in the women's game at McNeese in the first round. The question a lot of people have is there's a lot of investment going on in the facilities, a lot of investment in everything else. What about officiating? Is there a way to get some investment in officiating?
It is, and we just strategized about that just as recent as yesterday with our athletic directors on our board, and we need to improve. We know that our coordinators from on the men's side and the women's side know that. We're challenging them, but we have to take our own house first, look inside, where we're at with fees, where we're at with training and development, and how we're being invested in attending those training seminars and sessions, no matter where they're at, especially within our footprint. And so we have a vested interest to get better, and we will. I think you'll see improvement.
Because I will say this, baseball-wise, it's a very well-umpired league.
Well, Chris talked about it. I mean, we address this issue in our AD and president's meetings, and listen. At the end of the day, the vision that Commissioner has for basketball in this league.